This is probably one of my favorite podcasts so far. It's very funny.
Welcome back. We don't have Trevor again today. Sorry, Trevor. Where are you at?
Yeah. Trevor left.
Trevor lost his mirror today or something on work, and then his dad had to look at it, I guess. But, nevertheless, we will count the days until we see Trevor again.
Yeah.
But Britt's with us, as
here.
always.
I don't have a camera, but I'm here.
Oh, yeah, you don't, do you?
No.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well,
You're
also,
more an off-camera person.
Yeah.
I just met you, but I'm going to say that.
Yeah, right.
Is he centered? Is he centered? Is he good?
Centered enough.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
got
good.
It.
Yeah. Well, Tate is also with us. Look at that guy.
Wait, and we're here.
I love
we
that
are
guy.
here.
Yeah, yeah.
So much.
And Mr. Shawn.
Oh,
Mister.
he gets a mister.
Oh, I feel official now.
No, but these guys, Tate reached out because,
Yeah.
we're boys.
Right.
Used to party a lot.
We partied a good bit together for sure.
We had a year
Partied,
there
yeah.
where it was just kind of
We had a year just wild. Just out of hand. Just
a little out of hand,
Like, hey.
out of pocket.
Yeah.
But we're here now, and we're chilling. What is episode? Is this 58? I think it's 58.
I don't know.
Okay, well, it's episode
It's
58.
an episode.
Yeah, it's episode 58, and you guys have been going to the gym a lot too.
Yep.
See you there all the time.
Right.
I mean, not as much as I used to, because it's weird because I see you guys more, but I don't go as much. So you guys you're synced up with me now, but I don't. I used to go every day at like 9 a.m. and now I'm like,
Right.
I got a girlfriend. I don't,
Right?
I
I don't need to work on my body anymore. I've already got to the
I've got
point.
what I need.
That's what everybody's trying to reach when you're going there for the most part, especially younger people, That's what
Right.
you're trying to go after.
Yeah.
You go to the gym, you're like, can somebody just please like me?
Literally. And no, I saw this. I was watching TikTok, and it was like reasons why people stop going to the gym, or like biggest things that kill your gains, and it was like number one, happiness.
Yeah. Right,
I was like, yeah.
I mean, I can vouch for that. I stopped going when I got in a relationship.
Yeah,
Just
and
like, I
yeah.
don't need to do this no
It's
more.
weird because it sucks because like you want to keep going, but at the same time you get busy, and then you're like, like you're not as driven, you're not as mad at life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, when
And,
you really
like-
want to work, like it takes a whole nother level.
It does.
Of go. Like you can go there and do the, the flow from Progressive, like cycling is my passion on their phone, that kind of shit. But like if you really want to go and you want to see real results, like this guy is gaining massive results from when he started with me till now. Like he wasn't ready to do it. He was like, oh, I can't do this. And
Right.
he started realizing like he's doing it now, and like he's surpassing me in so many ways. It's not even funny. Like he's just naturally good at it.
I remember even when we were just drinking every day of our lives, this dude would like arm wrestle everybody and win.
I definitely arm wrestle. Definitely arm wrestle a lot of people.
Still do that all the
I
time.
still
That's
do that
just, That's
too.
just what's fun.
It's a terrible habit.
it's true. I mean, I respect the people that are like happily married and doing it.
That's right.
Like
That's right. Like my
Right there.
wife is what keeps me going in this. Like when I
that's
first
the
started
mentality
lifting-
I want to get to.
Yeah, I
You know?
started. We've been together over 4 years now, and almost 5 years ago now is when I started going. I didn't have anything else to do, so I started going, and she was stronger than me and better than me at everything. I kind of sucked, and I mean, it really was a good motivator. Really, like she did like CrossFit competitions and half marathons, and she could do everything, and she still does. Like she's badass. Like she beat me
yeah.
and Tate in multiple competitions.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
last year, the year before.
When he conned me into doing Murph with him.
Yeah.
That was like peak. That was when I was at my peak, and then ever since then, I've just
No, she murdered us. Like we stood no chance of even coming close to like she was done and like went and got lunch, had dinner with her girlfriends, and then come back and
You guys
me and
done
him
yet?
was Still
Yeah.
trying to finish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we didn't look that good then, but I mean,
Ooh.
like we've worked at it though, and like she
Right.
still is. Like we have all these years later, but that's when I first started. Like I said, so many people have this stigma of like you have to be something. And
Right.
I couldn't even bench 135 when I started lifting weights. Like it was almost embarrassing, but you have to
You
keep
have
going
to
and keep
start.
grinding, and you have to figure out where.
Right.
You really push to figure out the difference between going to the gym and working in the gym, like putting in
Yeah.
real work when you don't want to do something, you think you can't do it.
right. And that is like when I started this. I mean, I've been in and out of it for years now, but back in college is kind of when I started working out, like, because I was massive. I was like 260, 270 pounds, whatever. Not 270, that's way too high. 260 was probably about as big as I ever was. But I didn't go to the gym or nothing. I just ran. You know, I was like, all right, you got to get some of this off of you first. So I just ran a little bit, and then I started going to the gym, and that's when I got stronger. And now I'm kind of going the other way, but
regardless of what
I'm
the
in
scale
there.
says,
Yeah.
you are handsome
Yeah.
as anybody
Thank
else
you.
I know.
Maybe I'm biased to think this way too. It helps having somebody push you.
When me
Like
and Trevor were going every day,
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to have someone there.
Like I have him to push me every
Right.
day.
And that's what I like.
To think I do. I push him too.
Right. And I've noticed that too, like when I would go to CrossFit, it's nice having people around you.
Yeah.
You know, just because you're like, oh, I want to beat them, or like, oh, that guy keeps you on a pace.
And they
You're
push
competitive.
you to beat them. They want you to do better.
Right.
Like, hey, you're doing a killer job, but you can do better than I can if you just push yourself a little harder.
Right.
And they want you to do that.
It's a process, but like right now, I don't know how to explain it. So like this, we had some experiences. And I was like, fuck, I got to get in the gym, you know? Yep. So basically, I was like, there was a point this last year, basically January to like March, no alcohol. Like I was just dead focused, like nothing in the way. Like what else am I going to fucking do other than go to the gym?
Right.
You know? So I was like on it, and I got pretty good at like CrossFit, at other things, to the point where people thought I was cheating. Literally.
Yeah,
I
remember
remember that being a thing.
Yeah.
I was just like, even if that's true, like, why are we pointing this out? Like, this person is trying to work hard. Like,
right.
Whatever. Okay. Like, if you tell me right now, I can do 1,000 push-ups nonstop, I'd be like, good for you, bud.
Yeah, who cares?
And like, keep working, I guess. Like, that's awesome. Maybe you'll get to 2,000 one day.
But it was seriously
Like,
to
we're
the
gonna do Ripley's Believe It or Not. Like, I'm proving you wrong right now because
I'm gonna do it right
if not,
here.
Then, I mean, all the work you've done doesn't count if we don't prove it right now.
Right. And that was always my biggest thing, is I think they got confused with the people that were doing it. I think they got confused with me being competitive, with me wanting to beat everybody's ass.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, I come in the gym and look at who's in first as a goal,
Yeah, I
not
wanna
because
beat
I
that
want to
guy.
destroy their fucking life. Like, you know, like it's just it's a good bar to try to
You lose
reach.
your home.
And
Right.
it made some people upset, I think. Like
Yeah.
just some people that couldn't handle not being number one, right?
Yeah, and then really, if the only person you're beating is yourself.
Right,
Like,
and-
if you're cheating,
Right. And your scores are in there. Like, you got to try to beat it the next time.
Yeah.
So what's the point of, even if you are cheating, you don't get a sticker. You know, you
Yeah,
don't get
right.
nothing for it.
Yeah, well,
you don't.
yeah.
It's
You're not
so it's
getting
your
anything.
score.
Yeah.
I don't know. And so it was just kind of, it got me a little upset. So I've just been in and out of the gym recently, but oh well.
And I mean, I like CrossFit. Like, I hope people go in there and do whatever they want to do that makes them. You're doing work. That's what matters. Get off the couch and do some goddamn
You're moving.
work. Like,
You're moving.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's good for you. And I mean, I don't like the CrossFit that much. I
Yeah.
tried it for a little while. It's just not what I like to do. So everybody has their own preference. But yeah, it does get competitive because I've been there where they have the leaderboard up there and all that other stuff.
Right.
And yeah, it does make that. And then if somebody gets rubbed the wrong way, well, you get the fuck over yourself, bud. Like,
That's
no
at
one
the
cares. Like,
right.
You're not. What are you taking your participation trophy? You're gonna show it to your kids?
Well, and
Look what's going on here. Look at me.
and it was to the point where it was
Right.
like, you know, people messaged me like, if you want to be a top athlete in this gym, I'm like, I'm a videographer. I'm like, I film stuff. Like, I just like working out. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to go to the games, you know, like
Right,
I don't know. And I was like, all right, whatever. I'll just go lift, you know? And so for me, I do like a mix. Like I could never just do pure CrossFit because you don't get any of that strength. You get some, but it's not true strength training, right? I like going over here too to the fitness center because I can just lift. I don't have to be like, okay, I got to kill myself today. Like,
Right.
you know, so I like doing both, and I like doing them in increments. So I did CrossFit from 19 to like 21, not age, years. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I was just good at it. You know, I wasn't great. And then I took some time off over there and went to Cambridge Fitness with Trevor. I was like, Trevor, I just want to build muscle, you know, and he was doing training, and I think he still is. I don't know.
Probably not. He doesn't have time for
He's
anything.
busy. He's got a
So he
full-time
is-
job now.
He is
Yeah.
slammed up. He
I
ain't
know.
got time for
Full-time
nothing.
job now. It's like a grown-up adult.
He is. He is a grown adult right now. But when we were going to the gym, like I was getting strong, like from where I was, right? I'm not like a power lifter, but I was doing pretty good there. And then I came back to CrossFit, and I was just good, just because now you've got a strength base and your cardio is kind of there from before anyway.
Right.
And so I think people were like, what the fuck happened? And I just kept
he
going.
Disappeared. Like most people would disappear, just give up.
Yeah, but I was like, no, I was doing stuff.
Somehow.
Like I wasn't just not
obviously.
here. And basically I came back and then got messages like, hey, you need to show up to open, or you need to go to a class. Because I would go to open gyms because they're 10 a.m. to like 4 p.m. and I would come to the office at like 10. I'm like, I don't want to go at 8 a.m. I don't want to go at 7 p.m. Like my time in the gym is about when we go now, right? And so I'd go into open gym because I'm like, that's the time I want to go to the gym. And I think they thought I would go in there and like do my scores wrong because there's not a coach there. So I started filming them.
Yeah, right.
I started filming my workouts, and they're on Facebook.
Yeah,
they're not Facebook. They're on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I remember you posting even on Facebook.
Yeah, right.
On your stories
and
on Facebook.
So I got accused again. I'm like, well, here's the video if you want to watch it. Like
start to finish.
Yeah,
Look,
what kind of person is trying to help people progress and help people want to actually do this is accusing people of that, especially publicly. Like if they came to the side and was like, hey, bud, I'm not sure you did 2,220.
Well, it wasn't necessarily it wasn't publicly. It was a message.
But
to that
everybody
point,
in that community seen it, or at least probably heard about it through the grapevine. So I mean, that's by
Yeah, right. And so I'm like, man, like it's tough because we do so much. I love the gym. I love that gym. I love going there, and I love a lot of the people there. So it's difficult for me to want to come out and blast them. Right. And we do a lot of work with them. We do their social media. We do a lot with them, right? So it's hard for me to be like, oh, like what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
But at the same time, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like wait a minute.
I just want to work out. Like I don't want any trouble. Like I'm doing my thing, and now I'm like I don't know. It's wild. So he said, "Beer me."
Yeah, pass me one of those beers.
But yeah, it was interesting because it was at that point in my life again, and you would know is like I'm trying to get better.
Yeah,
trying to be a better person and like do all like good shit, and then you get basically discouraged from people that don't believe that you're getting better. It's just weird. So I don't know.
And that's like even in the sense of getting better, like me and him started lifting like heavily to the point like I wasn't like super overweight, but I was out of shape and pudge belly from drinking all the time. And, when I posted my transformation pictures on Facebook, people was like, "Oh, he's got to be on steroids. He's got to be on this." And I'm like, "No, I just don't drink as much as I did. I changed my diet, and work out."
I take it as on the steroid that I gave you. Because every day he'd be like, "Oh, I can't get that." I'm like, yes, you can. I'll leave that shit lay on you. You will stay here forever.
Will.
Yeah.
Like,
will.
No, I know you can do it because I've already progressed through where you're at, and I can see how much you can do. You just don't know you can do it because everything, if it's unknown, it's hard to imagine yourself doing it.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, and that's what PRs. Like if you're mentally not there, you're not going to get it.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're like I don't know in your head, no shot. Yeah. Even if you physically can.
Well, and then like he tells me, it goes back to your sleep, your diet, all that stuff. That makes a big difference too. Like I've watched him go in there and pound out some serious weight, and then the next day not sleep, or the next night not sleep as well that night. Come in the next day and can't do it.
Right. Yeah. No, that's big, and that was part of it too. Was just going to bed on. Now my schedule's messed up. I don't eat real well. I mean, I eat okay. I'm not like as bad as I used to be, but that sleep's really weird. Because some days you'll go to bed at 10, other nights it'll be like 3 a.m. It just depends. And what sucks is I'm not like getting hammered at 3 a.m. I'm like just waiting. I'm just waiting for my girlfriend to get off work.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Hello. but no, and it's I like doing it. I don't. She doesn't make me go and like wait on her, but I like to. Right. It's fun to do. So I'll go hang out for a little bit and hang out till 3. But anyway, yeah, sleep's weird. But even like when I was probably 20. Going over here again, like we were drinking every day, getting hammered. I would show up to there at 8 a.m. after being out till like 3, hungover, and I do all the workouts.
Right, and just
I was average
because of the alcohol in you.
Literally,
you just sweat like you've never sweated before in your life.
And that was the funniest part was I wasn't bad at it then. I was in the middle of the pack, so you would expect if you stop drinking all the time, you sleep good, and you get not even really drinking at all at that point. It was like 3 months sober. you'd expect to get pretty good at something. You know,
Right.
your lungs are getting better. You're getting your muscles are recovering instead of just being awake your whole life. Like
A lack of every day just drop of a hammer. Hey, let's go here. Okay, let's go. Like, what are you doing next weekend? I think we're going to Florida. You want to go? Yeah, we'll go to Florida.
literally, yeah.
Like,
We'll go to the gay bar. Yeah, all right.
Yep, here we go.
Well, I think social media was what makes it hard on people because they have unrealistic expectations. They think that everybody just like wakes up in the morning and they're like a badass, and I'm like, that's not true. Like,
Right.
I still don't even think that I'm a badass. I've been doing this for years now, and
Right.
yeah, and they have this unrealistic goal, and they'll go for a little bit. Like you've seen like the memes of like Homer Simpson. They have like a vision of them in the mirror where they have like abs like me after going to the gym one time. It's like, that is the truth. There's more to it than that. So much more
Right.
to it. Like he said, he's watched me go in there and squat, 500 pounds, and then the next day fail it. Not even next day. The next time we try to do it, I can't even move. Like
Yeah.
I'm not even close. Like I don't have the strength to do it. But there's so much more that goes into it. And when you are online all the time, everybody's online all the time and seeing TikToks and all these 9-second things of greatness where you don't see the 1,000 of hours that were put into it to produce that. And they're like, why can't I get that? Well, I'm just not going to go. And I don't want anybody because
Right.
it's force times mass is what the definition of work is. And if you just keep going, something is better than nothing. Even if you have a shit day, if you're
Right.
hungover, if you've done whatever you've done, I mean, I've done it, he's done it, I know all of us have done it.
No.
Like, something is better than nothing. If you get on that treadmill and walk for 30 minutes and then do
It's
some
better than
curls,
nothing.
like, that's
Yeah.
better than watching Netflix.
Yep. I remember
and
someone
sitting at home.
saying, even if you don't feel like going, just go. Doesn't matter what you do, just get in the gym for
Right.
30 minutes, whatever it is, just get in there, and it keeps you in your routine, that
It
kind of
does.
stuff.
4 to 6 times a week minimum for me for the last 4 years, and I can probably say maybe one time ever I haven't made it. Minimum of 4 times, up to 6 times every single week doing something.
Yeah.
And when you don't have time, like I have stuff at home I'll do and workouts with my kids or whatever we have to do
Yeah.
because they're young, but they can still kick my ass because I'm old now. But like, when I wasn't, like, I'm just like, you don't even know. Like, you're so far ahead. Like, my son's 11 years old. He's stronger than I was in high school. Like, it's not even close. Like, I'm like, you don't even know the advantage you have.
Right. It's wild. But on that point, tell us a little bit about what you do. With are you training people?
I mean, I train Tate now,
me.
really.
Yeah.
I trained one kid one-on-one because there's so many of these like cookie cutter, portfolios out there and stuff. And I mean, I don't market myself as that, but if there's somebody out there that really wants to work, like you want to work hard and you just want somebody to push you like Tate does, like Tate's gained 2 years worth of strength in like 6 months because
Right.
he's willing to put the work in. He just needs somebody to hold him accountable.
Yeah.
Those are the people that I look for to dedicate my time to because if you're just like, I want you to basically do it for me and I want to get all the results. There's so many of those people and I want them to get the results, but I can't do it for you. No one can. Like,
Yeah, you have to do the
be
work
able to push
yourself.
yourself. Yeah, there's a time where you think you can't keep going, and I've hit that in running half marathons, Spartan races, 5Ks in my lifting career, and everything else where I go, I can't get any more out of this, but you still keep going. You have to. It's a mentality that you have to be able to turn something off, and it's hard. It's so hard to do it because if nobody's watching. And you're not held accountable, but not by necessarily another person, but even an outside entity.
Yeah.
You're going to take it easy. When nobody's watching, when you're on that 5-mile run, you're going to walk for a little bit. And it's being able to turn that off and go, I'm not going to do it. Like basically, F you to your own brain.
Right. Yeah.
I got to keep going. And there's not very many people of those left that I've ran into.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of that
And it
anywhere.
is hard.
Yeah, it is.
Because when I signed up for a Spartan race with him, I thought, I'm in pretty good shape. I got this. I was wrong. Like I was not in near the shape I thought I was.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it, and I
Right.
feel like for the first time ever,
You feel really
I
good
feel
after
like-
something
yeah.
like that too, right?
and the
He did a
community they
killer
have.
job.
Yeah, and they had the community that's in there. That it's. I have not been to CrossFit, but from what I was told, it's like it's all family. Like
Really?
you start struggling a little bit, they're like, hey, pick it up, let's go.
Yeah.
And you don't know these people from they're just random people that signed up for the same race. Everybody's there to support
They're
everybody.
just chill. Yeah.
They're like, hey, you're better than this.
I think
But
me
pick
and
it up.
Trevor were supposed to do that.
You was.
Yes, yeah. You guys were supposed to join.
I don't know what
us,
happened.
And I don't want to call you out, but I told Tay, I was like, they're not going to do it.
I
This
literally.
stuff is brutal.
He
Like,
said,
it's
Yeah,
fun.
"You want to do
right.
a Spartan race?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Okay," and I sent him like $135.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, we're not doing it." I'm like,
Don't wait a minute.
What happened?
Yeah.
No, that was back
awesome.
when was that? What was the date on that?
When did we do that? June? Was it in June?
Yeah, that would have been. See, that would have been great. That was yeah.
It's an awesome
Well, there's
experience.
one this weekend. If you want to sign up for it, it's in Glen Jean, West Virginia. It's about a 3-hour drive. It is the 7th hardest
I have a
course in the
wedding.
world.
I have a wedding this weekend.
right?
I do.
Yeah.
But no, I want to get into it. I just need to get focused again.
They
But
are hard.
It's
but
awesome. Though.
it's taken.
Anyway.
There's a lot of stuff happening right now.
Right.
Basically, but once like I'm settled and then I'm really planning on getting a schedule back together. But it's been just hectic. But so with all that.
Miss me. That's what it is. You miss me here at the office. Don't make that face. You know you do.
Wait a minute.
But regardless, that yeah. So I'm hoping that kind of gets me settled back in and focused on stuff. But I miss Trevor too. Trevor, we miss you.
Yeah.
I like
You gotta
working
get
out with
your
you.
girlfriend. Like I said, you got to get her on board. Like she seemed like she was working
Yeah.
hard today, from what I seen.
Mhm.
Trying to lift with him and doing everything else. Like, yeah, because you guys hold each other accountable. That's the number one thing. 'Cause
That's
it's in
nice.
your own household. Like
Right.
when she's yelling, you're like, "Hey, put those Oreos down. we're gonna do this."
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, that's the
That-
best thing. That's what I have in my household.
Yeah, and that's what I'm working on. We're working on getting into the gym and liking it. And that's step one.
Yeah.
Then when you start, the good thing is when you're new and you get and you go for like a month, you make massive gains.
Yeah.
Like when you're brand new and you're not used to anything, you grow quickly. Like
Right.
that's the cool part. And then it obviously slows down as you keep going. You got to change it up and do all that stuff. But that's what's nice too is like even when I'm out of shape, I feel like you retain a lot of what you've learned, at least the form and like everything. You retain a lot of that.
That's
And then
a
you
big
can
deal.
get it back pretty quickly, as you get going.
Right.
For the most part. Have you guys ever watched what was that movie? It was Fit to Fat and Back, or no, it was the other way around. Fit to Fat and Back is what it's called.
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't think I've seen the movie.
It's
or the
interesting.
show,
Yeah.
but I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's on YouTube, I think, for free. But basically this guy did a documentary where he's a personal trainer, and he like fat people, they just don't want to try. Like
Yeah, because he blew up. Like he like.
and so he literally
way
stopped
overweight
working
real
out.
Quick.
Started eating as much McDonald's, literally, I think is what it was, as he could, and he got massive, like 3 or 4 times his size. And he's like, all right, I gotta try and I'm proving the point that you guys don't want to try, not that you can't. And he said this was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Like he's like, I knew going in it was going to be hard getting this big and getting back to where I was, but he said I didn't realize. Like he almost gave up. He almost just screwed his whole life over. But he did get back to where close. He got back to where he was. But he said I never realized how little I would want to get back into the gym after not being there for so long.
Yeah, there's like a little cliche that people say all the time. It's like if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, right.
And I'm telling you, it's dead serious. It's true because that's the reason why I see 75-year-old men out there running full marathons, and then there's a 22-year-old that claims my knees are bad, I can't do it. Well, your knees are bad because you sit on the couch 19 hours a day,
Right.
And the other
Yeah.
5 hours you're sleeping. So,
Well, and even to that point, it's like even if you have something bad, you have to work on. Like you can't just say, "Oh, it's bad, so I'm never going to use it."
yeah.
Like when I was massive, it fucking hurt to run. Like it wasn't fun.
does.
So I'm like, you just got to do it. Like it's gonna pay off eventually.
Yeah.
But it's again that mentality. You got to have that mental capacity to be like, it's gonna be worth it. You got to do it. You just got to get through it. Right. And so I just feel like a lot of people don't have that anymore.
Yeah, it hurts me to run right now. Like I just went and did the Caldwell 5K the other day, and like I got first in my age group, but not overall.
Right,
Like
yeah.
when I ran the Guernsey County one, when I was running all the time, I was 185 pounds, and I smoked everybody by a mile. Now I'm 225, and I was running. I'm like, man, my tits are like, I feel bouncing like when I'm running. Like I got a lot more mass to me now than I ever did. I felt them when I was running. I was like, is this what women are dealing with? No wonder
yeah.
they bitch all the time. I was like, it's real. Like that stuff is real. I can't even imagine having double D's or something like that running for 5 miles. Like I would lay on the ground too. I'd be like, yeah, this shit doesn't
take them
count.
down.
We gotta grade it. We gotta grade it on a scale.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Like I'm gonna go and see. Is there a man's sports bra you can get? Because like I don't like running, but it hurt. It did. Like, I was running. I was like, my body doesn't feel good today. Like this is terrible.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of running.
But we did have a topic we talked about beforehand. Porn stars.
Porn
Oh,
stars.
What a transition.
Those
Yeah, we
wild,
go
wild
building
transition.
athletic bodies
Well,
to
but
the hard
yeah.
work we've
We got
done,
into
so
double D's
what you
and
can use
titties.
with that- what
I
you
mean, I
can
thought
use
that
with
was a good
body
transition.
now. Like,
I thought it was a good
We got-
transition. We were talking
yeah.
about sports bras and then titties.
Yeah,
And,
straight into porn stars.
yeah. Are they athletes?
I mean, I would think so. Look, I mean,
they look athletic, most of them,
yeah.
to me at least. So I mean, if they asked me to work out, I wouldn't say no, probably.
it's like some hardcore, like, what would it be, calisthenics for,
Yeah, they got to stay
whole
in shape.
scene,
You
yeah.
know, they got to be working out hard. Like,
you would
it's-
think.
Because you got to realize too, like porn isn't like fucking. You know, it's like
No, it's a full movie series.
yeah, like
you have to
oh,
have some
you ain't
shit.
getting off quick or you're done. You're fired.
Yeah.
All right, let's reshoot. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck. All right.
Restart.
You know, plank position. They're-
I would consider them athletes for sure, 100%.
yeah,
I think so.
Britt.
I'm not in on this.
No, come on, but what's your input?
Nah.
We gotta
That's
have
it.
some
I mean,
input.
if anything, it's a real team workout. Like, you got to have a good partner going on in here.
That's true.
Like,
It's a partner
you can't-
wad.
I can't
Yeah.
be doing all the work. It's not like real life sex where, you know, certain parties do all the work.
We're doing this for
No,
money.
like, you got to pitch in. Like, you got to be able to do some stuff that I can't do because we both have roles to play here.
And it can't be-
Especially when they're, you know, real porn stars. Like, they're legit. Like, they can do things. You know, regular people don't do things. They're just
Yeah,
like,
they're just
I'm
like,
gonna
lay here.
and do your worst.
yeah,
literally.
I think so.
Okay, fair point. Oh,
That's-
They're interesting creatures, though, to think about how.
it's just such a different.
I should call them creatures.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that
we're all
sounds fucked up.
creatures of habit
There
or
you
creatures
go,
of
but
some
yeah,
sort.
like-
Yeah, for sure.
It's
No, it's
just
like-
a interesting lifestyle. Like when you really think about
Wild
it, like
lifestyle.
because I don't know. To me, that's like they have boyfriends. Think about that.
Yeah, like a husband
Like,
that's like
you
at
know,
home.
right.
Like,
Yeah,
he's a
or
stay-at-home
husband-
dad taking care of the
husband
kids.
and
You know,
family,
I mean, I'm sure
everything.
the money's great, right? But I'm like,
It's gotta be.
I don't know.
Be great for that.
I don't
But
know.
yeah, like, can you imagine being like you're getting into a serious relationship?
Right.
You've been in a serious relationship, being at home, like, you know, taking care
Yeah,
of your 4 kids that you're not sure they're yours or not.
Like, hey, honey, I gotta go to work.
Oh, my wife just posted.
You fucking
Like-
that.
There's a new
Cool.
video out. She beat up 5 men today as they took advantage of her. I'm like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
no, I don't.
Wow.
Yeah, and like it's normal, you know, like people. It's just interesting how people have different mentalities on like so many different
It's
subjects.
normalized.
Like, you know, they're like, oh, okay, whatever. You know, I know you love me, like whatever.
Right.
I'm like, me. I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah,
Are you
no.
kidding me?
Love, you're not going out
Oh,
and
that
sleeping
ain't-
with
that ain't
90 other guys. That ain't
Yeah,
gonna work.
that's not
how that
happening.
works.
Like, I couldn't deal with that, at least. I know
No.
I couldn't. Like, that
No.
can't happen.
And that's like,
I'm
I'm
a
like,
jealous person. I ain't dealing with it.
I'm
I'm
so.
not even a jealous person because jealous people normally create this fallacy in their head and they get mad about stuff that isn't real. But that shit's
Right.
real. It's on the internet for everybody to see.
That's
Like,
true.
It's not a made up story now. Like, no, you did just, you know, all 9 burglars came in and you convinced them that you could save the family by
All
sucking
9
them all off.
Right. And you got stuck in the washing machine. you can't. It's hard. It's impossible almost to get stuck in there. How did you do it?
I don't use the washing machine much, but my wife's never got stuck in there. I was like, can this happen?
I love this. Wait.
Oh, wait a minute.
We'll talk about that later.
I was
Maybe
gonna
I
sound
don't.
awful. I was gonna say I love those scenes where, but not for that reason. That sounds
right.
I just think they're hilarious
Yeah.
when they're like,
they
"I'm
got-
stuck," and there's like 15-foot gap where
Yeah,
they
right.
can just
What are you
sit
stuck
up.
in?
Yeah, you're like, "What?"
Somehow, like, what did you get your fake nail stuck in there? And I was like, I don't want to rip my skirt. I'm like, okay,
It's
this
funny.
sounds fishy now. Like, I almost believed you when you were stuck, but then when the reason is you don't want to rip your
Yeah,
skirt.
my
or
skirt's
dress.
stuck. All right, cool.
But
Ah.
yeah, and then you talk about mentalities though with that industry. I don't know how people would do it. Like I said, we can't do it. We're
Well,
regular people. We're not superstars like them.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
like I seen this meme and it was like the same thing with what's going on in the world right now. Just switch gears a little bit, but
Yeah.
I seen a meme where it said this guy walked into the doctor and was like, "Hey, I want you to cut my thumb off," and the doctor was like, "No way! Like, you need mental help. Like, why would you want me to cut your thumb off?" But then underneath of it had a guy and he had like blue hair and he looked like a crazy person, you know, a little bit, what I would consider a crazy person, at least. And they're like, "I want you to cut my man parts, my dick off," and they're like, "All right, you are an inspiration to all of us." I'm like, that's the mentality, though. It's like, wait,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
If
It's
you ask the doctor to cut your finger off, they'd be like, "You're a crazy person, you need help." But if you ask them to cut your God-given parts off there. They're like, yeah, you're wonderful.
Yeah.
You're gonna set the tone for everybody else in this world to do whatever the fuck is going on here. I don't know what it is.
It's interesting. I mean, it's a weird world for sure. Yeah, I think if you're an adult, you should be able to do what you want. But if it's like when you got like 13-year-olds going in there and they're like, hey, my son, like that's permanent.
You don't know what
you know,
you
like
want.
Yeah, and that's exactly.
I mean, maybe
right.
you do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and again, if you do wait till you're 18, then just
Exactly.
get
and
it.
even 18, like, what is an adult anymore? Like, we can't even buy cigarettes anymore or tobacco until you're 21.
Yeah.
Like, let's determine what an adult is before we start making those decisions. You're going to tell me a 3-year-old can get some hormone blockers and start deciding what they want to do, but I'm 18 and I can't go buy a pack of cigarettes. I can go and fight. I can't drink a beer, but you know,
go to
whatever you
war.
want to do, like,
We'll
that's
send you right off to
craziness.
war at 18.
Right. Well, you
There's
can
no
go
problem on
get shot if you
I think
want.
there's a lot of people out there that resonate with that, but they're in today's culture, you don't want to talk about it because if you offend somebody, like, our goal here isn't to offend anybody. Like, if you disagree with me, that's fine. Like, I want to have a conversation with you.
Yeah, I think that's what I think is. I think a lot of people
angry
are
about it.
Yeah,
like, I'm not
and that's
angry
what's
about it at all.
interesting is I lean more to the right side, and my girlfriend leans more to the left. But it's fine, like, because I think so many people get like angry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
but
like
you
they
can
get
be
mad.
adults about it,
Yeah.
Right.
talk about it,
And I'm
not
like,
fight.
Here's what I
family
I
like
think,
that.
and here's why.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I think this, and I'm like, okay, that's understandable. Whatever, and it's fine.
A lot of people can't do that.
No, and that's what I try to explain to her. I'm like, I lean a little right, but I'm very reasonable.
That sounds like you want to make a living and not be
right.
this craziness. But yeah, I have a family member that's like that. They're a lot left, and they always, when we try to have discussions about it, they get super angry, and I'm like, you do know you look like the piece of shit right now. Like nobody else is mad. We were just talking about like the options and why you would choose your option, and you're mad and you're motherfucking people now, and you're all angry. I'm like, we see who the bad guy is now. Like I'm not angry at you at all. You can go do what you want. You're a grown man. I'm just telling you why I wouldn't do it, in my opinion. And then you want to go and do it? Cool, go do it then. I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah.
But
I can't control your life.
What we were talking about this today. That's funny. I was like, the left is very, their actions are usually on emotion, and the right is usually on like an analytical, like you analyze a lot of shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You need both. You know, you don't want to act on emotion, but you do want. You want to have some.
Right. And I think that's why a lot more times, women resonate with the left. Even women that don't even have a card in the race. If you want to be pro-abortion, but you would never go get one yourself, it's because you feel bad for other people, and it's ran off emotion, and nobody wants anybody to suffer. Even if you're anti-abortion like I am. Like, I would never do that. But at the same time, I kind of have to be a little bit pro-abortion because guess what? I don't want to pay for those kids one day. I know what they're going to end up on the system. So, but I could personally never do it. But I feel like women more than men, and then men who want to relate to women because they don't go to the gym and they can't get one on their own. They mostly they sit back and they're like, oh yeah, I care about all that stuff too. No, you don't. Shut the fuck up. But anyway, women, like I said, they resonate more because they want to be there for people, which is a good thing. But we try to take away their most vital thing. Like, if a woman can give birth to a child, that's nothing. We can't ever replicate that. Like, that is so special. Such a big deal. But they want to make people feel better, and we all do. But when you, like you said, men who lean towards the right, especially in big politics or whatever else, they want to set this precedent that they're like this hardcore, put their fist down. Where it's like, we really just want what's best for everybody. And women want that for women that want to go get abortions. Like, if you have something bad happen to you or you're at a different aspect of your life, we don't want your life, your whole life. Because if you're 19, 20, even if you're 35 years old, like, you still have the greater half of your life ahead of you. And we can't ruin it with this one decision because we want to try to do what's best for everybody. But at the same time, no government funding should be going for it. I see Brittany back there throwing her hand up like I'm pro-abortion. I'm not pro-abortion. Believe me, I would never do it. I want people to do what's best for them, but I don't want to pay for it. I pay a lot in taxes. I'm sure you pay a lot in taxes. Tate pays a lot in taxes.
We were just talking about that today too.
Shit. Like, we cannot pay for that at all. Like, we can't have that. But if you want to go spend $600 and eliminate your mistake, well, good, because I don't want to fucking pay for them later on, bud.
Yeah. Well, that's what's funny.
I agree 100%.
Is again, and my perspective on that's changed a lot. But you'll see. So I used to be very. You got to pee? Yeah, go pee. Yeah. Way back when I used to be I used to be like very I was anti-abortion, And then I got to a point in my life where I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, if I knock someone up right now, I'm like, guess what we're doing? Like, I'm not having a kid. You kidding me? So in my head, I'm like, you can't be anti if you would do it. So
but
now,
even at that same point, though, you know, we was raised like you're going to take care of that child,
right?
Do the best you can. You know?
I understand
like,
that
we're not
too.
going to be like, oh yeah, I knocked you up, like
right.
good luck.
Right. And I feel like, yeah, it's so, again, it's like so weird. Like there's so many situations where, like, it is difficult. I'm walking on thin ice right now.
It's very difficult.
I'd see me and Kaylee watching this right now about a day from now, and she's like staring at me.
Yeah, right.
Like, what are you about to say? What are you about to? And but I got to that point where I was like, well, like now, you know, if it was now, I'd leave it up to her. Like that's her choice.
Right.
But right now, like I'd be like, I could have a kid. You know, like
100%.
But do I want to? Not really. Like, yeah, in my head, I used to be like, fuck abortion, that's stupid. But then I started thinking about it, I'm like, but really, what would you do if you had a kid right now?
I think it's absolutely terrible.
Right.
But like I said,
when it comes to
pay for it. If you want, like you said, you want everybody, if you're an adult, if you're a grown person, and you're willing to pay for it at least, because that's the big thing.
Right.
Go out there and do whatever you want to do. Like I said, if you want to pay to have your dick chopped off, if you want to pay for people to call you, you know, Caitlin instead of Caleb, whatever, that's fine.
I like
Just
that.
don't ask me to pay for it or me to be responsible for it. Or if you're upset because I didn't call you Caitlin on accident, again, I will if you inform me. But if you don't, stop bitching. Like, quit looking for stuff to be mad about all the time. Like, there's so much good stuff going on. Look what we're doing right now. We're all sitting here drinking beer. We're having a good time. We have
I don't know, but so I got to that point where I was like, like I used to be real into politics and real like diehard, and I still obviously have my own like values and stuff. But I got to a point where I was like, what, like, if we all cared less, not about what we care about, but if we got less mad at each other.
Exactly.
Just cared less about.
We could all just
other
have
people
fun. We could all just hang out and have
yourself.
fun and smile and be happy.
Like and if you don't agree on something, like, who cares? Like, that doesn't determine everything. It's kind of like, you know, that old school mentality of like the clothes you wear, the shoes you have. Like, that's big with kids nowadays. Like having creases in your shoes, all this other shit. It's like, man, me and Tate go out all the time, and like we meet people, and they're super cool people. We met some on the river last weekend. It's like nobody asked like, oh wait, do you have on the newest shoes? If not, we can't be friends. That good time we had, it basically didn't exist. Like, we're Xing that out of our memory. You're a turd. You don't have the right shoes. Like, no one cares about that, or what you drive, or
like,
where you live.
Or like, you're cooler as in a Yeti, so we can't hang out.
Yeah,
with you.
right.
Or, you know, it's like,
And
cares.
That's
nobody
like,
cares.
I do think, as a whole, obviously a lot comes from like the left wanting a lot of acceptance, but as a whole, I think that younger generation, like even 50, even 45, 50 and under, is a lot more accepting.
Yeah.
Now,
it's
like
always from the, and they have like gay marriage is not even a problem anymore. Like those things that went away, but yeah, it's always the left putting this stigma on that. Like, if you don't go all in with what we think, then you're out. Where the right, they definitely have their principles.
they have
some stuff that they won't bend on. But for the most part, they're like, hey, even if you're, you know, a Satan worshiping, you know, multi-abortion, whatever the fuck they would,
multi-billionaire,
whatever you are.
I don't know what you can do to consider you bad, but it's like, they're like, hey, you're still a pretty good person. You still pretty work hard. Like, that's fine. We'll just basically ignore that part. Like, when we go out to drink a beer, we just won't talk about, you know, your meth dealing. We'll just cross that out.
Gosh.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah, we're just not talking about that.
That's where like that's where I like to like explain. Like, I think I'm right, but I'm not right. Don't laugh at me. I lean right.
Lean
But I'm also like very accepting, and like I listen to people. Like, you know, like I'm
personally, like, you're like 50 Cent. That's what he does. Like, you know, he's like right leaning because he does like, I don't want to pay more in taxes. I want to keep my money. I'm trying to make a business.
I think I lean right business, you know, on the business side.
But at the same time, socially, you're thinking like economically.
Yeah,
socially,
I could see that.
It's like,
I
want everybody, as long as it doesn't affect me, you're not gonna like come to my house. Like, do what you want to do. Like, you know, if you
I think what's that called? That's like a right libertarian.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Libertarians just want to cross everybody out. They just want to be like, you can't even tell us what to do at all. So
they're like, let me do what I want. Don't touch me.
Yeah,
like I just let me do my
rules.
thing.
It's like, we have to have a little bit of rules.
You have to have something.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's definitely that like what's in Congress right now, like that, like the old, just like the old guard on both sides is what like really, like that's what everyone looks at as each side. They don't look at the people, right?
Let's address the non-existent elephant in the room with our president, then. And like I said, we all, like you said, we have things that go on in this world. If you see some like 80-year-old person driving, like you're kind of like worried about them. Like I said, not that they're bad at it.
Worried.
Yeah, like
what are you?
They might
yelling at them to get out of my way.
Exactly. But, okay, so because they don't operate efficiently, correct? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah,
like, you're like, hey, get the fuck
and
over, let's go. But they're like, who should lead our country? That person that can't even, figure out how to operate a stop sign, which it tells you what to do right on the fucking sign.
He can't even finish a sentence. He surely ain't gonna be able to stop a stop sign.
Yeah, I mean, he finishes sentences; they just don't make sense. Like, he still has not came forward to mobilize true international.
That thing
that he said. Like, I still haven't seen it mobilized.
I remember
want to
that.
see it come out. I want to see what happens.
He's not going to be able to do it because he don't even know what he's trying to immobilize. He's just saying things.
I can see. Is that Brittany over there getting upset when we brought that guy up? She didn't like that.
I'm just not saying anything.
Well, that's good. I mean, mostly that's the best thing somebody on the left can do.
What I like about oh gosh,
it comes out angry when you do. Not because you should shut up, but just because it comes out.
I was gonna applaud her because what I do like about Britt is that she is very left, like exceptionally left. But we talk about it all the time, and we don't hate each other.
Exactly.
We love talk. No, do you enjoy our talks?
I enjoy our talks.
She's like, I fucking hate them.
Right.
But no, like we'll sit there and talk, and I'm like, here's what I think, here's why, and she's like, here's why, and I'm like, okay, and whatever. Yeah, I don't care. But you still work. I didn't fire you.
I mean, and that's how it should. I mean, it's how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can have a conversation with somebody. You have your disagreements. You have your agreements, and you're done.
Right.
You don't have to fight somebody or kill somebody.
Or fight about stuff all the time. Like, he thinks that I'm better looking than he is, and I think he's way better looking than I am. We're never going to disagree on it, but guess what? We still spend time together every day. We work out together every day. Minor disagreements that doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter at all.
Oh man, yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know if I want to add to that fire.
Yeah,
you're better than both of us. So
right. We don't even hold a candle to it.
Hold a candle to that was a joke.
That was
oh
gosh.
That's what the saying.
Speaking, you ever see those people use candles in sex?
I actually watched the TikTok the other day. A guy was talking about that, one of them blind date things. You seen that on TikTok?
No.
Where they wear a blindfold and they do like a date-ish. And it's like a talk show. The guy sits down beside a girl and they was talking about wild sex. He said, well, last week I had a lady pour candle wax all over me.
I've never had that.
No, I don't think I want that.
It would hurt.
Yeah, I don't think I want
it. Never mind.
Burns suck.
What?
I'm not into pain at all. Like, I mean, it seems like I have tattoos and everything. I cry. Like, I'm like a grown man. Like, I mean, a decent sized grown man at that. And I'm like, have you ever seen somebody cry? Like, a couple girls. I'm like, well, here comes your first grown up.
Oh, I cry.
It's funny because he's got his whole left arm.
Yeah, the whole other arm
up.
was getting ready to come up. Like,
in
like
gosh.
2 weeks, I'm gonna start tattooing it. But yeah. I'll sit there. I was like, oh.
Have you actually cried when you got a tattoo?
I mean, probably a little bit. I tried to hide it. Like, I was turning my head to the side and
You gotta
watched
look
it.
tough. You gotta look
Yeah,
tough.
like, it's a woman who tattoos me, and she's just like, bitch.
Who does them?
She's very good. Her name's Princess. She's at Cloak and Candle right here. She used to be
Okay.
in Zanesville, but yeah, she did this whole arm right here, and like she's gonna do the other one here in a couple weeks. And I like them, but I hate getting them. I can't stand it. I'm like, and I wait like 2 years in between because then I forget about the pain. I'm like, 30-year-old me is way tougher than 28-year-old me was 2 years ago.
And it doesn't benefit you because it hurts. Like tattoos are painful.
The people that do say that they don't, like, I love it. I have a lot of friends say that. I love it. I fall asleep. I'm like, yeah, well, you are a psychopath. Enjoy eating your nails for dinner. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I never cried.
Never.
Nothing.
Not even.
Well, and some hurt worse than others. Like, I didn't
Ribs.
cry for all, like, the whole thing. Like, each one of these pieces was like 5 to 6 hours a piece. So I didn't cry for 6 hours. Like,
Show
I would have
him
fell asleep.
Did you say wrist?
this one.
Oh, I will later. That one's my secret one.
I mean, you're not on camera. They just can't say nothing about it.
Oh my! How did that go?
Oh yeah.
6 out of 10, least painful one I've gotten.
Yeah.
I got 2 rib ones.
Again,
That's my first
women
one.
are
Rib
tougher.
tattoos
You guys
do
give
suck.
birth.
That's
You
my
guys do-
first tat, and I didn't even cry.
You guys
Well, they
give birth.
suck.
You
I mean, it
guys are
hurts. Rib tattoos are
Right.
rib tattoos
people.
are terrible.
My wife's way stronger. I have one, right there,
It
and like,
sucks.
But my wife gets them and she's fine. Like I'm like, oh my god, dying. We got.
I mean, like obviously,
together,
like
and yeah.
I don't have like full sleeves or nothing. The worst pain and tattoo I've had so far was the top of my stomach.
Oh.
That was awful. Like
Oh, I could. Yeah.
it was awful. It was terrible.
Yeah, I have none of my torso here because I don't think I could handle it. Like the arm isn't that bad, so I.
Well,
I
the
stick to
chest
that.
really isn't even that bad. It's just as soon as below your nipples. As soon as he was below the nipples, it was awful. Like I
Do
thought
the
it was like,
pinch
man, I don't
test.
like that
If you
no
do
more.
the pinch test, if you try to like get the little nails and like pinch as hard as you can right in that spot.
Really?
And like I'm like, okay, yeah, that's where I can handle it right here. If I do it right here, I'm like, that's absolutely no. Like I would have no regrets or something. Like it would be fucked up because I would quit halfway through.
Not even a single letter.
Hey, you don't regret any of that?
Oh man. What are we at? Are we about 40?
46.
Good.
Yeah.
That's where we like to be.
They gotta plug us.
Yeah. I'm gonna let them plug them.
How do you plug?
What does that mean?
Like, where can people find you?
You can find me on the streets. I'm a man of the people. Like, I get on Facebook every now and again. I don't get on there very often. I did try to. I had like a little kids, fitness program I was doing, and parents don't want to take their kids so much. So
Well,
that's
actually,
the problem.
when me and you was lifting together
Yeah.
there for a little bit, we would run into him at the gym. That's what he was doing. He was
Oh.
training a boy, and
Okay.
not
He's
even
actually
like
a national dirt bike rider.
Yeah.
Like he qualified for nationals. He's in
Yeah.
Tennessee running these big time races. Like like you said in the beginning, like he made huge gains. He just needed a little bit of help. Like how do I do this? Because he was kind of a smaller guy for his age, but his strength boosted way up real quick. And yeah, a little bit of form, a little bit of technique, a little bit of training, and he gained super confidence because he was always a little bit lacking in it because the kids that he were facing was either way older or way more mature or way stronger or bigger in size, and he gained some strength, and then he went out there and I mean he smoked them. He's doing damn good.
Yeah. Tate, you want people to follow you anywhere?
yeah, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram. I don't know what anything is on Facebook. Just,
He's at Tate Good Fucking Time Richardson. I don't know anybody that hangs
Right.
out with this guy that has a bad
No,
time.
that's
Like,
true.
Ever.
Yeah,
we
it's
always
hard
have
to.
fun. Always have fun.
You can't not. That's what I hate is when people get hammered and then they're no fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
we
they
got
get
a couple
mad.
guys we know that are like
They get
that.
angry. I'm like,
Come on,
what are you
man.
doing?
In the times
Yeah.
that we've hung out and drank together, when was we not laughing?
Oh,
or
gosh.
enjoying what we was doing?
I don't think we've ever like ran into problems other
No.
than. Were you at Wagon Wheel that one night when Adam and Ryan played like 2 years ago?
Probably not.
Oh, there was this guy that got mad at me for smiling there.
You had that happen in Nashville. Too.
I did that in Nashville. I
think he told me about the Nashville one. I was just like, man, where am I at in this? Like, I'm a lot more forward than you guys are. And I was like, if somebody got mad about it, like, I would probably get mad at them. And I would be like,
I was just like, ah.
again, like I'm always good times. Let's laugh. Let's have fun. I don't care what anybody does. But like the people, like you said, get mad. It's like, well, now you're ruining the good times. So
Yeah.
I am going to get mad at you.
Luckily,
Get the
we
fuck
were
outta
we
here,
were
bud.
leaving both times, but
Right.
yeah, I'm just having a good time. I don't know.
Just can't smile at people.
Yeah.
Apparently, it pisses them off
Yeah,
for some
but
reason.
other than that, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just happy-go-lucky. So follow us on OTR Cast. Not on Facebook anymore. Oh,
Not yet.
yeah, we'll be back.
Temporarily.
We'll be
We'll have
back.
to get that back on.
But
there.
YouTube is where you follow us anyway. So go there and
Is that
subscribe.
What this is live at on YouTube, or
Yeah.
not live, but at least posted on
YouTube's where you can find them all.
Is it what is it? KGB Productions?
No,
or
it's
Caleb
OTR
Grant?
Cast.
OTR Cast.
OTR
Okay.
Cast.
So.
And that'll be on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever the fuck else you watch podcasts.
Spotify, Anchor.
Uh,
Apple Pod.
Google
Basically,
Pod.
Or
Or yeah,
What Caleb's saying is, Joe Rogan, we're coming for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, we're
Yeah.
gonna start putting some shit out
We're
there. 'cause
coming for you.
this is
We're
just
on the
talking
way.
like regular people talk right now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they want to hear. That's
They-
what Joe Rogan's so
right.
relatable. Like he
And-
talks like regular shit. He's like, "What are you talking about? Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up." Like,
yeah. You don't want to hear about like fucking. So what do you do for like? Why is this how the stars are? Like,
my flowers are wonderful. Like, okay, that's great news, but so does everybody else. Like,
Yeah.
You ever seen a burger place go, we have the worst food in town. Please come eat here. No, everybody advertises strong. Like,
Right.
everything's great here. Everything's
Yeah,
wonderful.
we have
Like,
the
no,
best burgers
You watch
in
this
town.
content, you're going to get real fucking content that's fucking funny.
yeah. No. So we'll have you guys back on for sure.
Yeah,
And
we'll come down.
again, OTR Cast everywhere. OTRcast.shop if you want to buy a shirt like what I'm wearing right now. I guess has like the solar system on the back of it. So
Can I have a shirt? Like, I want that one.
they're dropped.
I want that one,
They're
just take
dropped.
that
You can
one
have
off.
this
I
one.
want your shirt.
Yeah, you can have
It
this.
looks like it would fit me.
It probably would. I need to get new ones in anyway. But yeah, what do you want to tell them?
Cue the outro.
Wonderful.
I don't even know what that means.
This is probably one of my favorite podcasts so far. It's very funny.